Good morning, welcome to the kitchen with Auntie Sweets. Today we're going to be making French toast. I'm using my favorite challah bread from Giant, but you can use any day-old bread you like. We're also going to need some eggs, heavy whipping cream, milk, sour cream, vanilla, allspice, nutmeg, cinnamon, and salt and sugar. This is the one that I like to get from Giant. This loaf will make about 8 pieces. Just go ahead and cut it in the center and then cut each side into 4. You want nice thick slices of the bread. I like to do it about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch thick. We're going to start by cracking 4 eggs into a bowl and then whisking them together. Once you have your eggs in the bowl, just go ahead and beat them up. You want to thoroughly combine until all you see is yellow. We're going to use a casserole dish. Go ahead and pour in your 4 beaten eggs, 2 cups of milk. You're going to put a nice generous splash of heavy whipping cream in. To the egg bath, we're going to add about 1/2 cup of sour cream. This is one of the secret ingredients that really makes it pop. So it looks like about 1/2 cup. You're going to put a nice splash of vanilla extract. About 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We're going to put our allspice in at this step as well. About 1/4 teaspoon. And I like to use whole nutmeg and grate it myself. So whole nutmeg comes in these nice little pods like this, and then you can just use your favorite zester and just go ahead and put a nice bit in. Also need about 1/2 cup of sugar, and once all your ingredients are together in the casserole dish, go ahead and whisk together and thoroughly combine. There will be lumps from the sour cream. It doesn't completely mix in. So the egg bath is looking really nice. It's a nice golden color, rich with the eggs and the sour cream and heavy cream. Now we're just going to take each slice of bread and thoroughly coat it. And then we're going to let this sit in the egg bath for about 5 minutes because you want the egg bath to saturate the French toast on both sides. So we're just going to let this sit for about 5 minutes, and over on the stove, I'll show you what I have set up. Over here with the egg bath, we're going to add the cinnamon last because we want it to be cooked on the outside. The allspice and nutmeg really need to soak in, so just generously sprinkle a nice dusting of cinnamon on the French toast, and we'll sprinkle the other side once it's in the pan. Over on the stove, I have a baking sheet. And on top of that is a cooling rack with some wax paper underneath that. And this will allow the French toast to cool evenly and not trap steam and heat in between the layers. I know Grandma used to stack it on a plate, but that really doesn't work. We have sliced butter and a non-stick skillet, and that's what we're going to go ahead and cook the French toast in. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the flame on to medium. Go ahead and throw in a pat or 2 of butter. The butter really helps with the flavor of the French toast, and we're going to let that melt, and you want the bubbles to reduce down to small before you put in the French toast. I'll show you in a minute. Patience is key when you're cooking the French toast because that egg bath has saturated, and you want to make sure that it gets completely cooked so you don't have soggy French toast, and you want the French toast itself to have a nice crispy edges. The sugar in the bath will help to caramelize the French toast. So right now our butter is bubbling, and as you can see it's still fairly large bubbles, and what we want is the butter to cook a little bit but not brown. So we want these bubbles to go ahead and reduce down, and you'll also, when you cook, you have to use all 5 senses. So if you listen to the butter, as it gets to the right temperature, it'll be making less noise. Go ahead and make sure the butter coats all sides of the pan, and there's a nice amount in it. And as you can see, the bubbles have died down, and our French toast has been in the bath for about 5 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and add 1 slice at a time into the pan. Place the French toast in the pan, the cinnamon side down. In this skillet, I can fit about 4 slices of French toast, and I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle some cinnamon on the side that's facing up. The cinnamon this way will ensure that you have a nice toasted flavor of cinnamon on top. And we're going to go ahead and reduce the flame just ever so slightly. As you can hear, she's making a little bit too much noise. And we're not going to peek, we're not going to press, we're not going to do anything. We're just going to let this cook for about 3 to 5 minutes, depending on how dark you like your French toast. I like a little bit darker than golden brown, but to each their own. So it's been about 4 minutes, and you can go ahead and take a little peek and see if it's the color that you like. So that's a nice golden brown there. So we're going to go ahead and flip that and just be very gentle. Use a spatula to the appropriate size. Since we're using a non-stick pan, I'm using a non-stick spatula, a nice rubber spatula, or Teflon safe friendly spatula. We're going to go ahead and let the other side cook for another 3 to 5 minutes on a medium temperature. And it's just very aromatic right now. As you can see, the butter has absorbed nice into the French toast. There's this beautiful golden color from both using the challah and the egg. As you can see, the French toast is nice and crispy on the outside, but it's still pillowy soft because we let that egg bath soak completely in, and we have a nice caramelization on the outside. So it's almost time to remove our French toast and set it on our cooling rack. Just gently gonna take a peek at the other side, make sure it looks nice, good, and golden, and go ahead and transfer it over to the cooling rack. Nice trick to do so you don't have burnt butter taste on the next batch, to go ahead and take a folded paper towel and gently wipe out the pan, removing those crumbs, removing the butter that was in there before. And we're going to go ahead and add another couple tabs of butter and get those simmering down before we add our next set of French toast. So our last batch is cooking. It's been about 3 to 5 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and take a peek and see if it's ready to flip. Yes, excellent. Auntie Sweets makes a nice line of preserves and syrups that will go excellent with this French toast. I'm trying to debate myself this morning which one to have. I'm not sure if I'll go with the pecan caramel maple syrup, the triple berry maple syrup, or perhaps something a little more elegant, the cranberry compote. I'm kind of feeling in a berry mood, so maybe I'll go with that triple berry maple. And as you can see, our egg bath has fully saturated. There's no dry bread. There's a beautiful crust. There's a delicious syrup. Decadent breakfast. You can serve with eggs and sausage if you like, or eat on its own. Thanks so much for joining us. Take care.